My name is Mrs. Montgomery, and I am a theater teacher. Today, we will be learning the activity Fourth Wall. Fourth Wall is an improvisational activity that focuses on given circumstances in order to create a more in-depth character. Before explaining the activity, I want to talk a little bit about what Fourth Wall is. On stage, you have four imaginary walls: the back, the sides, and the audience. Now, usually when the actors are on stage, they imagine all the walls are there and never really interact with the audience. But sometimes the characters might break that fourth wall if they speak directly to the audience or acknowledge that they're there. In our activity, the fourth wall is going to signify where the actors might stand at a point in the activity. Let's get started. To start, have all the actors spread out in the space in actors neutral, or their normal blank selves. Have them walking around normally before you begin. The leader then can start giving the given circumstances to the actors and they will start acting them out. You can start easy by kind of telling them who they are, what they're feeling, and what's going on in their environment. After you've built their character up a bit, the actors might start reacting. For example, if you're describing the environment as cold, maybe the actors start showing that it's cold as they walk around. At this point, we're only expecting movement, not any vocalization. As you give them more given circumstances, maybe on where they are, who they are, why they're there, or what's happening, then you can present them with a scenario in which they can respond to. After you give them the specific scenario, you will then say fourth wall, in which all the actors will line up at the edge of your space. If you're limited on space, you might have multiple walls, multiple lines, or have the actors stay in their spot. After saying fourth wall, they then have to improvise a monologue for that given situation or scenario. This can go on for anywhere from 30 seconds to a full minute, depending on how comfortable your actors are. This activity can get kind of loud because you're having all of your actors talk at the exact same time when you say fourth wall. A good idea might be to provide a signal. When you raise your hand, they all raise their hand and quiet down, because talking over them might be kind of difficult. Them all talking at the same time does serve a purpose though, because they're going to be less self-conscious of what they're saying because they know other kids aren't listening. Make sure as a teacher though to be walking around to monitor to make sure that students are still improvising their monologues without just saying gibberish. For this activity, I will be leading it. This could be the teacher or a student depending on their ability, and the actor will be right over here. You are a child. You are 5 years old. It is your first day of kindergarten. Now, you've been hearing a lot about kindergarten from movies and TV, and you know when you go to kindergarten, you are officially a big kid. So you stand there with your head proud because you're excited to finally be in school. Now, with you, you have a backpack. In your backpack, you have all your favorite things. You have some sharp crayons, some new paper, a lunchbox full of snacks, and even your stuffed animal that you snuck from home, even though mom said you weren't allowed to bring it to your first day of school. You walk in through the door into your classroom, you can smell all the smells around you, new paint, new pencils, and you're taking it all in. You are proud to be in kindergarten. This is your big day. But over in the corner, you see another student and he's not like you. His head is not held high. He seems kind of shy, kind of nervous. You take a few steps, you approach him, and you say this: fourth wall. Hi there. My name's Kimberly. What's your name? Oh, that's a good name. That's a really good name. If I had that name, I would like that name too. Now, is it your first day of kindergarten too? Me too. I love it here. Oh, you want to see some stuff in my backpack? Now, I noticed you looked kind of scared, and I get scared sometimes too. I'm really scared of the dark. And sometimes when I'm really scared, I take my stuffed animal. He's a giraffe. His name is Frank. And I give him a big squeeze. Do you want to try it? Here. It helps, right? Oh, I know. He's the best. Now, I don't know anybody here. Do you want to come sit with me? Yeah, let's go. When the activity is over, you have a few different options on how you might proceed. You can have your students discuss their different characters as a whole class. You might have a few students perform theirs. You can move on to a different character with a new set of given circumstances. Anything is possible. Now, the characters you're exploring don't have to be human. Maybe they're animals or trees, the wind. They could even be a strawberry. Your imagination is your limit here. Now, you might not be able to do this activity in person, so I want to give you a few tips for if you're trying to do it as a virtual classroom. Now, if I'm doing this through a video, you might have all the kids' cameras on while they're acting it out before they start verbalizing. And when they do start verbalizing, since it's going to get kind of loud with them all talking at the same time, you might want to mute their microphones. You then can have maybe one student volunteer to perform theirs. They can submit it in different videos, or they can write it as a monologue. Whatever suits your students best. Thank you again. Feel free to change whatever you need to change about this activity to best suit your needs and your students. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope your actors grow and learn from this performance.